Hi guys, I am here. I see some of you are already here, which is great. We are going to wait until 10:33 to get started. So just in case you haven't got your props and everything ready, you'll need yoga blocks if you have them, a yoga strap or something else you use, and a blanket if you want for under your knees or head. And last time, if you were here for the live, I kept talking about the chat. So I think you have to have a Gmail or a Google account to access the live chat. So if you do have one of those and you're signed in, you should be able to access it if you have any questions for me now or at the end of the practice. Hopefully we won't have the same technical difficulties as last time. I'm going to keep the stream a little bit shorter. And I'm also not playing music today because I learned about the copyright issues that might cause, and they can actually shut it down for that. So hopefully we will be good. Two more minutes until we're going to start. How perfect is it that we don't have to leave our houses today to practice together with the weather the way it is? I was happy not to have to drive anywhere. Just going to check on my lighting, and then we're going to get started here in just a minute. Whoa. Got to adjust my camera. That's better. Okay, I see that we have about 10 people on right now, so I'll give it one more minute and then we're going to start. Two blocks, yoga belt, yoga blankets. Oh, perfect. Someone has on the chat. You guys are ready. That's awesome. Hi, guys. All right, so two blocks, yoga belt, blanket for your knees or head. If you want to play music in your own house, go ahead, but I will not be playing music today. We're going to be doing a all levels flow practice that's going to be focused on our standing poses. So we are going to start by stretching out the hamstrings and the legs, and then we're going to get up on our feet and move through some of our standing poses today. Let's get started. Coming to sit any way that you feel most comfortable, sitting with a nice tall spine. You can close the eyes or soften the gaze toward the floor. Starting to bring your awareness into the body. Just noticing how everything's feeling this morning. Notice if you're hanging on to any tension or tightness in the body. Allowing the shoulders to release down away from the ears. Relax through the jaw and the face. And let the belly be soft so that it can move freely as you breathe. Feeling the breath move through your body. You might notice the breath start to slow down or deepen. Finding a steady rhythm of breath that you can use throughout the practice. Taking one more deep breath here. And then open your eyes. We're going to begin lying down on our back. Have your belt, your yoga strap within reach. We're going to stretch out those hamstrings. I'm going to have the blanket under my head just for comfort. And you can start with the knees bent if that's comfortable. So take a moment to settle into the floor here. Taking a couple more deep breaths. And then as you exhale, let's hug our right knee in toward our belly, in toward the chest. Pause here. Let's circle out our right ankle. Wiggle the toes. Circle around the right knee a few times, massaging the thigh bone into the hip socket. Going in both directions, nice and slow. Bring the knee back to center, reaching for your yoga strap. Let's loop the belt around the sole of the foot and stretch that foot up toward the ceiling. Now you want to try and get your knee straight. So if that means your foot is a little bit lower than reaching up to the ceiling, that's totally fine. So just find a place that works for you. You can feel the stretch through the back of the leg. Keep an even weight through the back of the hips. And make sure you're reaching up through the heel of that right foot. With your next exhale, let's stretch the left leg out along the floor, reaching out through the left heel as well as we reach through our right heel up to the ceiling. Breathe into that sensation. My hamstrings are feeling pretty tight today. I don't know about you guys. One more deep breath here. And then bend your left knee. Bring your left foot back onto the floor. Release your right foot from the belt and pause. Just take a moment. Rest. Exhale to hug your left knee in toward the belly, in toward the chest. Circle out the left ankle. Wiggle the toes. Bringing the circles into the knee, so the entire leg is circling around. That hip is receiving the movement. Both directions. Looping the belt around the sole of the foot, stretching that left foot up toward the ceiling, keeping the right knee bent to start. Breathe. With an exhale, straighten that right leg out along the floor, reaching through the right heel, left heel still reaches up toward the ceiling. Exhale to bend your right knee. Release the left foot from the belt. Belt can move off to the side. Pause. Roll to your right side, bringing yourself up to a tabletop position. So hands and knees, blanket or towel under the knees if you'd like. Bringing those wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Nice and long through the spine. Starting with your neutral spine, preparing for cat and cow. Deep inhale. Exhale to round the spine into cat. Inhale to arch through the back, reaching the tailbone up, looking up into cow. Moving with your breath, your pace here. Exhaling to round the spine, pressing the back up to the ceiling, looking back toward the knees. Inhaling to arch into cow spine. Bringing your spine back to a neutral position. Take your knees wide distance apart. Slide your toes to touch together. Let's sit back into our child's pose, folding forward. Inhaling back to your tabletop. Bring the knees back under the hips. Walk the hands ahead so the wrists come ahead of the shoulders. Spread the fingers. Curl the toes under. We're lifting all the way up and back into our downward facing dog. Make sure you're reaching down through the heels here. Heels are lengthening toward the floor. They don't have to touch. Keep those hips reaching up toward the ceiling. One more breath here. With an inhale, start to walk your feet toward your hands toward your feet. Slowly uncurling to come all the way up to standing. Standing tall. Clearing your mat of the blanket. You can bring your blocks to the front of your mat. We're going to be moving from lunge into our wide-legged standing poses. So, standing toward the top of your mat in mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale to fold, bringing your hands to the floor or the blocks. We're going to bend into our right knee, take our left leg all the way back. Coming into our lunge. So from here, we're going to take a moment and make sure our right knee and ankle are lined up. If you don't have a block or your blocks, you might be using a chair, or if not, you can always drop your knee down to the floor if you don't have anything to support your hands. Otherwise, we're going to pivot on our back toes to plant our back heel. So now my left toes are pointing toward the long edge of my mat. We're going to come all the way up, sweep that left arm up first, right arm up, and we're in our warrior two. So relax your shoulders in your warrior. Take a moment if you need to adjust your feet to make sure the knee doesn't come past the ankle or to line up those two heels. Back foot should be parallel with the back edge of the mat. Gaze can be over those right fingers. Breathe. As you exhale, we're going to side bend. Bring that right elbow to your right thigh and sweep the left arm up and over your head. Now, if you can see me, my chest is lifted up toward the ceiling. So we don't want our chest to come down toward the floor. We want to lift it up. Maybe your gaze can turn up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Coming into our triangle pose, reaching that left arm straight up. We're going to straighten out through that right leg, bringing our hand either to rest toward our right shin, or maybe bringing our right hand onto our block behind our right foot. Good. I can check my alignment in my camera here, so I know that what I'm telling you is accurate, so the shoulder should be stacked. The legs should be straight. So if you can't get your knee straight with the hand on the block, just lift up a little, no problem. Keep breathing. Head can be down, forward, or looking up. Inhale, come all the way up. Relax the arms. Turn your right toes forward. Hands on your hips. Shoulders roll back. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Maybe bringing a block on whatever height works best for you. Letting the neck relax. Inhale to slowly come all the way up. Turn your right toes to face forward once again. We're coming back into our lunge. So you're going to bring your blocks forward if they've moved. Bend your right knee, come up on your left toes. From here, step your back foot forward and fold forward. Inhale to come all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale, arms relax. Let's do that on the other side. So inhale. Exhale to fold. This time our left knee bends, our right foot comes back. You guys could stay where you are. I had to switch sides so I'm not facing, you're not seeing my back. All right, getting ready to transition from our lunge. Make sure your left knee and ankle are lined up. Pivot on your right toes, plant your heels. Let's lift up. Warrior two, left side. Take a moment, find your alignment. Relax into your hips and shoulders. Relax your face. One more breath here. And then exhale to side bend. Bring the left elbow to your left thigh. Right arm sweeps up and over. Gaze can be up toward the ceiling, forward or down toward the floor, whatever feels better. Inhale, take your right arm up to the ceiling, palm faces forward. Straighten out through your left leg. Left hand can either rest onto your shin or come onto your block behind your left leg. Chest is open, shoulders are stacked, one on top of the other. Legs are straight, even if that means you have to come up a little taller, no problem. Breathe. Inhale to come all the way up. Turn your left toes forward. Hands come behind you this time. Slide your fingers together. Press your knuckles down to the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Standing tall. Take a moment. Make sure the toes point forward. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Fold. Maybe those hands can lift up away from the back. If not, that's fine. Relax your neck. Inhale to slowly come up. Release the arms. Turn your left toes forward. I got a little turned around. Left toes come forward. This time you bend into your left knee. Hands come back onto your blocks. Come back into your lunge. And then step your back foot forward and fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, arms relax. Excellent. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hopefully we're not having any technical difficulties that I don't know about. All right, let's make our way back down toward the floor. So standing toward the top of your mat, you can actually move your blocks out of the way now. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Exhale to fold. We're going to bend our knees so that you can plant your hands, walk your feet all the way back, and find your downward dog again. Stretching everything out. So if you can remember what your downward dog felt like at the beginning of the class, notice if anything has changed. And then let's take our knees down to the mat. Knees can come wide, toes together, and sitting back into our child's pose. Inhale to slowly sit all the way up. Untuck your legs. Bring them out in front of you. We're going to come into our seated forward fold, Janu Shirshasana. You might want to use your yoga belt, and you might need a yoga block as well. So I'm going to turn to face you for this one so you can see. You can also sit up onto your folded blanket or towel here if that helps your low back area as well. So you're going to bend your right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Now, if this knee sits quite high and you feel very tight in your hip, sliding a block underneath will allow the leg to release into something and will help those muscles to loosen up. If you'd like to use the belt, you can loop it around the sole of the foot to begin. And begin sitting tall. So those shoulders are back, chest is lifted, spine is long. Deep inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Now, if your hands reach your foot, you can drop the belt. If not, we're using that belt as an extension of our arms. Try to keep the spine long. So I'm not reaching just with my forehead or my nose toward my foot. I'm moving from the hips. Keep breathing. One more breath here. Inhale to come all the way up. And let's switch sides. So stretching your right leg out, bending your left knee, same thing. You might need a prop under your left leg on this side if your left hip is a little bit tighter. Belt around the right foot. Sitting tall, shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Breathe. Inhale to come all the way up and move your belt off to the side. We're going to come to lie down on our back with our knees bent and our feet on the floor. Maybe take a few moments to settle in and relax into the floor here. Preparing for thread the needle, lifting your right foot up, crossing it over your left leg, opening through your right knee. Pause. Now, if you feel a big stretch already, you can stay right here. Otherwise, hug the legs in toward you, hands behind the left thigh. Or you have your belt, you can also put your belt behind your left thigh. I can tell I've been sitting a lot because my hips are a lot tighter than they usually are. One more breath here. Exhale to release. Uncross that right leg. Switch sides. Left leg comes up, crosses over. Maybe hugging the legs in. Hands or the belt behind the right thigh. One more deep breath here. And exhale to release. From here, we're going to come into our reclining butterfly. So you're going to join the soles of the feet together, keeping the knees bent, letting them open. We have our blocks here, or if you have your blocks with you, You can slide them under the outer thighs for some additional support if that's comfortable. Hands can rest on the belly or wherever they feel comfortable. Inhale to bring those knees together. Hug them in toward the belly. Find a little rock and roll side to side. We're going to come into our final reclined twist. So open the arms out wide on the floor like the letter T, palms up to the ceiling, and let the knees drop toward the left side. You can slide a block under the knees if you need some extra support. Now I'm just doing a mini twist today for my body, but if you are doing the full twist, your knees should be toward or resting right onto the floor. Inhale to center and exhale to the other side. So knees are releasing over toward the right side. Again, your knees can come all the way down to the floor or onto a block support. Inhale the knees up to center. You can let your legs stretch out onto the floor if that's comfortable. Otherwise, keep the knees bent. We're making our way into our final Shavasana. Arms relaxed beside you. You might tuck the shoulder blades under the body, sliding the shoulders away from the ears. Roll the palms up toward the ceiling. Let the toes flop open away from one another. Let everything completely rest. Okay, starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just bringing some life and awareness back into your body. Bending your knees, bringing your feet onto the mat. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and let the breath sigh out of your mouth. Rolling onto your right side and bringing yourself up to a sitting position. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope by keeping the practice a little bit shorter, we didn't run into any of those technical difficulties we did last time. So please, again, let me know either in the chat or in an email later. I would love to hear from you if you practice with me today. Namaste. And thank you, June and Tom, for writing in the chat. I'm so glad that you found it, and thank you for being here. If anyone has any questions, I'll stay on for just a minute if anyone wants to write anything in the chat. Otherwise, I will get out of your living rooms. I'll just give it a couple of minutes. I see that people are still here, so hopefully that means that nobody got cut off. No glitches. Oh, thank you, Tom, for letting me know. Perfect. Good. Awesome. Okay, I see some people are starting to sign out, so I'm going to leave you here, say goodbye. I might leave this practice up for a day or so, so if you wanted to do it again, if you liked it, you can let me know. But it's similar to some of the other practices I have up as well today. So thank you again for joining me today. It always makes me feel so nice to see the numbers beside the little people go up. So namaste. Namaste, Tom. I see your little namaste hands there. So have a great day, you guys. Bye.